What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be talking about a new release Hulu original film. I know this film has been blowing up. People have been so excited to talk about it. And so I was excited to jump on board and watch this film, and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was really entertaining. It was a very good time, and the film I'm going to be talking about today is Prey. Prey is directed by Dan Trachtenberg. On the Great Plains in 1719, Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, a fierce and highly skilled Comanche warrior, sets out to protect her people when an unknown danger threatens them. But the prey she's stalking turns out to be a highly evolved alien predator with a technically advanced arsenal. So this is a new film in the Predator franchise. The Predator franchise is not a franchise that I'm super familiar with other than the original film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I've seen one of the Alien vs. Predator films, which was really stupid. It's not terrible, but it's not anything great. So I don't have a super big attachment to the Predator franchise other than the original film, which I think is a good action movie. It's not a film that I'm like super in love with. I haven't seen it in years. I thought this movie was a blast. I thought it was a really cool and unique spin on the universe to put the Predator in fighting against this Comanche tribe. I thought that it was such an interesting way to show the Comanche culture and Native American culture as a whole, and it was really beautifully done. I felt like the filmmaking was really good. The cinematography was really nice. There was a couple of CGI moments in this that looked a little campy. The bear in it wasn't done super well. Some of it was done a little bit better than the others, but I do have a lot of respect for how practically done the Predator itself actually was, and it looked really great, and it really kept me immersed, and I really was in love with the design of the Predator in this film. This movie does take its time building up the characters and developing this world. Our lead character, Naru, played brilliantly by Amber Midthunder. She was definitely one of the best characters in this film. She's this young woman who wants to be a hunter, and obviously in this type of a culture at this time period, mostly men were the warriors and the hunters in these tribes, and she wants to prove everyone wrong. And so she goes out with her brother, who is like this really kind of macho, always wanting to show off type of person, but he is protective of his family, and he is kind of worried about his sister doing this, where her mother is also seemingly really worried about her wanting to go out and hunt. Her mother tells her that she has these incredible skills of creating medicine for people and doing all this good work. And so Naru, our lead character, is constantly with the cutest dog in the world, Sari, who is like one of the stars of the show. And so early on in the film, it's just her trying to develop her hunting techniques, and then the Predator slowly coming into play. And the Predator starts by killing off these animals and getting into these really brutal fights with animals until finally, about halfway through the movie, he comes into contact with the Comanche tribe and starts fighting them off. And the action sequences in this film are really great. I feel like the first fight sequences, when Naru is out with her brother and that group of guys, and the Predator sneaks up on them and starts fighting them, that's a really great action scene. But that third act blow up is just absolutely incredible. It's exactly what these movies are supposed to be, fun action films. But what I like about this movie is it says a lot more than just your stereotypical action film, where it's really bringing light into the beauty of Native American culture, and I feel like that's not something you get a whole lot of in films anymore. The Native American culture has been something I've always been incredibly fascinated with. I feel like there's so much beauty in the fact that the Native American people are so in tune with nature and with animals, and just like how their belief system is impacted on the world in such a positive way, and how they use, when they hunt, they use the whole animal, and the ways that they farm, and all of the different beautiful things about the Native American culture, especially in history. And I thought it was so cool to look at this film through the lens of the Comanche tribe, and it was so awesome. I loved Naru's little thing that she made where she has this axe that's attached to this string to where she can throw it and it hits something and she's able to pull it back to herself to have it, to make sure that it doesn't get lost. And I thought that was a really cool little nuanced detail that didn't necessarily have to be there, but it was done in such a really awesome way that I appreciated a lot, and it was so entertaining and fun, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be. My biggest problems with this film, I would say it takes a little bit too long at the beginning with the exposition. There's some stuff that I feel like is really pivotal to kind of getting the movie to where it needs to be, but it overstays its welcome a little too long at moments. But I think that this movie is a lot of fun, and I would say it's probably one of the better films in this Predator franchise, considering the ones I've seen. The original Predator is really good. Those Alien vs. Predator movies are not, so I'm not sure. I've never seen Predators or any of the newer sequels, but it's really well made and clearly done by someone with a passion for the franchise that actually cared about displaying this character in a really unique way. And yeah, it was a fun action movie. I don't get to see a lot of Hulu originals because I just don't normally care, but this was really great, and I think it's definitely worth your time to check out if you haven't seen it already. So if you've seen Prey, did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was a blast. It was super fun. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.